Welcome to The Relay, a podcast from Gulf Relay where we dive behind the scenes of our operations, teams, and industry.
Welcome back to another episode of The Relay. My name is Rhaya. I'm your driver recruiting manager, and on today I have Marcus Myers, your director of maintenance. Hey Marcus, how you doing on today?
Good, how are you?
Doing just wonderful. So the news is we have some new trucks here in our fleet. Why don't you just kind of start us out with an introductory of what kind of trucks they are and kind of what are they equipped with and how they are set apart from the other trucks that we have.
All right, so recently we brought on our first 5 Volvos to the fleet. These are the 860s with the large condos, double bunk, very large fridge. They actually have 3 shelves rather than your normal 2. That makes a pretty large difference when you're out on the road for an extended amount of time. They are very comfortable to ride. We have the upgraded seats with heating and everything else to go along with it. We did not cut any corners on these trucks. These are really, for our top tier drivers, and they will set themselves apart from the other trucks in the fleet.
Okay, so you mentioned they have 3 shelves instead of the 2 shelves. With these shelves, is it just like storage as far as like food, or can the driver put clothing in there? Kind of where are these shelves located inside the truck?
All right, so in the fridge it has 3 shelves for food plus the freezer, where all of our other trucks just have two shelves, then a small freezer. These are really more of a larger dorm style fridge rather than your, I guess you would say, countertop fridge. So, most of your drivers, especially the teams, like that a lot because sometimes people don't eat the same things when they're running teams. They have quite a bit of storage as well, all around the front of the truck where the seats are, and then back in the back, they have 2 closets on each side as well, plus a place for, your TV and microwave.
Oh, wow. So in that back bunk, how tall would you say the roof is at? Because I know we do have some taller drivers, some bigger drivers that are, over 6 foot tall. So how tall is that roof back there?
They have to be every bit of 8 foot. I know I can't stand flat on my feet and put my hand up and touch the roof. Whenever we got to change a bunk dome light, we have to get on the bed or either, use a small step stool.
Oh, wow. So it is a very spacious truck. Now, is this a team-specific truck, or is it going to some solos as well?
No, we currently have 2 teams in them and then 3 solos. So it's just, it's a mixture. It's really for the, I guess you'd label them top-tier drivers that are in them currently, and they will be passed down, further along the way.
Okay. Now, I know that we also got some new Macks in, correct? Now, how are those Macks comparing to the older Macks, and are there any differences between the trucks?
On the new Macks, we actually did away with the upper bunk because I came to find out that the Macks are just not friendly for teams. They're a little tighter inside. Really, best set for our solo drivers. So we did away with the top bunk, and interior-wise, we really did not change anything on this year model with the Macks. And as far as everything else to go with them, we didn't really change many specs on the 24 models compared to the 22s and 23s.
Okay, so do you mind going into detail about what the truck has to offer as far as the specs, what they're equipped with, things of that nature?
Sure. They're all equipped with TVs, refrigerators, power inverters. We put 2,500 watt power inverters in all of our trucks, S-bar bunk heaters, so that you don't have to idle your truck during the winter. You can, use your diesel fired heater. We did not put APUs on the trucks. Any trucks during this year. We may look at that next year, but with the change in technology and everything, we're kind of waiting for the lithium ion batteries to really kick off in the APUs before we get back in that.
Okay, okay. That's interesting. Now with the new Macks being on the yard, are the drivers being able to see those and just kind of being like, ooh, like what has the feedback been on the drivers with the new trucks come into the yard?
So with the Macks, a lot of people that come in that obviously don't already work for us, uh, most have not driven Macks unless they come from some kind of agricultural background. Mack really isn't established in the over-road market yet, so it's new for them. But the guys that that have been here for quite a while, they typically try to stick with what they know, and they go to the Macks. And the newer Macks, the Anthems, they're much better than the CXUs were.
Okay, okay. Has there been any feedback on the Volvos or as far as the teams or, those three solos being in them?
Not a whole lot. We put a really fuel efficient package together on them. So we're seeing really good fuel mileage. Volvo's known for having a good ride, smooth ride, comfort. Not a lot of road noise while you're in the bunk trying to sleep. So whenever it's time to swap drivers, they're well rested because we got double insulation in those trucks as well.
Okay. That's very good news as far as like team driving because I know with another person being behind the wheel, the comfort of just being able to go to sleep and get rest can be very disturbing at times.
Right.
Just being able to trust that other person in general to drive the truck. Do you have any other news as far as new truck updates? Anything inside the trucks that we want to highlight on?
As of now, we have 50 trucks planned to add to the fleet next year. Most of those we're hoping to be Freightliners. There will be a couple of Macks and a couple of Volvos in there possibly. But our primary focus is trying to add the Freightliners to it. That's what a lot of drivers really like. They're spacious, they have a good ride, pretty easy to maintain, and just best suits us. So if we're able to get them, our plans currently are 35 Freightliners for next year, and then we'll split the difference on the Mack and Volvos for the rest.
Okay. Now, of course, we have the wash bay here on site. How pretty is it seeing those new trucks come out of that wash bay with a fresh wash and they're just sparkling, shining clean?
It's it makes our job a lot easier. I can tell you that it will satisfy a DOT officer to see a clean truck. It makes William's job even easier. So clean equipment's good equipment. Helps us be able to see issues that could possibly be covered up with dirt and things of that sort. And we put a lot of pride in our equipment and decal package. So keeping it clean is very important.
Absolutely. This morning we were just hearing someone come through the wash bay, and I could tell that they were washing the trailer by how hard the sprayer was going against it. So the drivers are definitely putting a lot of detail into keeping their trucks and trailers clean.
Yep. So right now we're making every driver that leaves the yard go through the wash bay and wash truck and trailer. It's been down for 2 or 3 weeks after an incident with a former driver. So we've got it back up, and we're trying to get caught up on getting the trailers back clean the way they need to be.
So while I have you here, Marcus, are there any reminders that you would like to put out to the drivers? Anything about their equipment that's coming out? Anything about the new equipment? Any advice to them as far as the upkeep of their truck?
Yes, if you are getting into a new truck, know your truck before you leave here. If you have questions, it's much easier for us to sit down with you side by side and go over how to operate the different things. Buttons, options, everything else changes year in and year out. Know your truck before you leave so that you're not calling us asking how to operate something.
Absolutely. Is there any website or any features or any pamphlets inside the truck that the driver can get a hold to be able to kind of walk through?
Yeah, typically the new trucks do have a driver's manual, owner manual, but Freightliner does have an app. If you go to the app store, they have an app that gives you videos on how to operate everything. And then of course you have, YouTube, but that may be a little different. Their truck may be a little different than yours. So everything, kind of operates differently.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you for joining me in this episode of The Relay. I'll definitely be seeing you around in the shop.
All right. Good to see you. Thank you.